You think pythons are scary enough? Wrong. 60 million years ago, there is a snake on Earth can swallow today's largest python as a spicy strip. You thought the Earth was safe after the dinosaurs died out. Big mistake. Dinosaur front foot. Just what? A more terrifying monster came on the back foot, 15 meters long and weighs a ton. It's bigger than your washing machine. One bite can swallow a whole cow. He doesn't use venom. You can crush a crocodile's bones just by winding them. Scientists have calculated the pressure wall as he tightens his body. It's like putting a truck on your chest. And this snake doesn't live in the jungle. He lives in the water. You can't see him. When you notice movement in the water, you're already in his mouth. This is not a movie plot. This is a real hellish creature. Scientists gave him a name, Titanoboa. The question is, how did such a large snake grow? Why are current snakes only 7 meters in size? And 60 million years ago, it could grow to 15 meters. Answer, and one you, absolutely, something unexpected. That's the temperature. The story begins in a coal mine in Colombia. In 2009, a group of miners dug for coal suddenly dug up a strange bone. At first glance, it looks like a sewer pipe. But take a closer look. It's covered with the lines of the vertebrae. They sent it to a bone biologist. The expert took one look and froze. This is the spine of a snake. But here's the thing. This bone is thicker than a human fist. No one could believe it. Because according to this ratio, this snake was at least 13 meters long when it was alive. You know, the largest living python is just over 7 meters long. It's pretty scary. What is the concept of 13 meters? That's 4 stories tall, lie down flat, and take up an entire driveway. But that's not the worst part. And the scientists kept digging. And the more they dug, the more terrified they got. They are in the same mining area. 28 fossils of Titan pythons were dug up one after another. And each one is bigger than the last one. The final calculated result. The largest one is over 15 meters. It weighs 1.13 tons. This data directly refreshed human understanding of snakes. He is not a snake. He was a live meat grinder. What's even scarier is his body structure. Scientists use fossils. It looked like a Titan python found the thickest part of his body, more than 1 meter in diameter. What's the concept of you setting up the dining table at home? That's about the size of his body, and he has over 250 vertebrae. Each piece is as big as an adult's fist. This means that his body is extremely flexible, can wrap prey around several laps. It's like sticking you into a spring that keeps tightening. There is no possibility of escape. But what really excites scientists, not how big it is. Or why did it grow so big? You may not know. Snakes are cold-blooded animals. Their body temperature is regulated by the environment. The hotter the environment, the faster their metabolism goes. The body grows bigger. Scientists study fossils of Titan steed and came to a startling conclusion. The Earth 60 million years ago was much hotter than it is now. The average temperature in the equatorial region at that time, up to 32 to 33 degrees Celsius, 5 or 6 degrees higher than it is now. You might think 5 or 6 degrees is nothing, but for the ecosystem, these 5 or 6 degrees are the difference between hell and heaven. In that era, the rainforest is a paradise for monsters, except for the Titan stallion. There is also a 3-meter-long lungfish, a 6-meter-long crocodile, freshwater turtle more than 1 meter wide. The entire ecosystem has been scanned. All animals are expanding like crazy, and this is the Titan horse, enlarged version of the world's top predators. He doesn't need to chase prey. He just needs to hide in the water. When a giant crocodile passes by, he will eject like a spring, entangling the prey with the body, then start to tighten, round and round, tightening. Scientists have calculated the pressure he generates when he contracts can reach up to 400 pounds per square inch. This power enough to break the ribs of the prey one by one. The internal organs are squeezed into meat puree. The whole process takes less than 3 minutes. The prey dies before it even has time to struggle. Then there's eating relief. This image may cause discomfort. Titan python's jaw can be saved. Open nearly 180 degrees. He will start swallowing from the head of his prey. Little by little, the whole body is stuffed into the stomach. A 6-meter-long crocodile. He may need to swallow it for hours. But once swallowed, he could go months without eating. This feeding efficiency made him the most successful predator of his time. No animal dares to actively provoke it. In that era, the Titan python is the moving Grim Reaper. But there's a problem with snakes this big. What does it eat? The answer may surprise you. the staple food of the Titan python. It's not some big mammal, but fish and crocodiles. That's right. In those days, crocodiles are eaten. The scientist is next to the fossil of the Titan horse. A large number of crocodile skeletons were found, and these crocodile bones. There are obvious extrusion marks. What does that mean? Which means that 60 million years ago in Colombia, crocodile in front of the Titan, just like today's mice in front of snakes, only prey. Oh there. Now, you're looking at the crocodile's menacing look. Do you think he is pitiful too? You might ask, why did such a terrifying monster become extinct? The answer is still temperature. About 55 million years ago, the Earth experienced a global cooling. The temperature starts to drop slowly. For cold-blooded animals, a drop in temperature means a slower metabolism. The body can no longer maintain such a large size. The Titan glow gets smaller from generation to generation, from 15 meters to 12 meters, from 12 meters to 10 meters, eventually disappear completely from the Earth. It was not defeated by other animals. It was killed by climate. This is the cruelty of nature. You can be at the top of the food chain, but you'll never be able to cope with changes in the environment. But that's not the end of the story. Scientists have discovered that extinction of the Titan python coincidentally coincides with the rise of another animal. That's the mammal. In the age of dinosaurs, feed. Dairy animals are a bunch of pathetic creatures the size of mice, hiding in the hole all day shivering. After the extinction of the dinosaurs, they finally have a chance to come out, but then hit the Titan horse again. The nightmare knew that the Titan python had gone extinct. Mammals really began their explosive evolution. In a sense, without that cooling down, if the Titan python were still alive, perhaps there would be no humans like today. You can sit here and swipe the video now, thanks to climate change 60 million years ago. Finally, let me say something that I think is very scary. Now, global temperatures are rising. Scientists predict by the end of the century, the average temperature of the Earth may rise by 2 to 4 degrees. And guess what? If the temperature does continue to rise, snakes get bigger. Certainly. No more 15-meter Titan python. Because of the current oxygen level, it's different from the ecosystem. But 7 meters, an 8-meter or even 10-meter python is not impossible. Actually, in some tropical rainforests in Southeast Asia, more than 8 meters of net has been discovered. When Mung and the others are getting bigger and bigger, it's getting more aggressive. By that time, the top predator in the jungle, probably not tigers and lions, but those who are silent. Cold snake waiting in the water, maybe in a few million years. When the ruins of human civilization are dug up by new species, when it comes out, they will find an interesting phenomenon. Before this group of weak two-horned beasts went extinct, snakes on Earth are quietly getting bigger.